We only have one theist on hold right now, and that theist isn't wanting to talk about religion. So here we go. Welcome back, Setuf. Pronouns are she, her. Wants to ask, how does the violinist analogy relate to pregnancy?
I mean, that's obvious, but okay.
So the violinist analogy is, hey, you wake up and you find yourself attached essentially to a violinist, serving as a filter for their blood and stuff. And that is analogous to pregnancy because you wake up and find yourself attached to a fetus, providing filters and services for it. Does that make sense to you, Setuf?
Yeah.
Hi, Matt. Hi, Shannon. Thanks for taking my call. This is actually my first time calling in to the Atheist Experience. So thanks for that. That makes sense for me only in non-consensual sex. I don't know if I'm the one who's slow or something.
Whoa.
So hang on. So first of all, the non-consensual or consensual part is irrelevant to the analogy. The point is that somebody wakes up and finds themselves serving as essentially an incubator for, in the violinist analogy, another person, and in the case of a pregnancy, a fetus. Whether or not there was consensual or non-consensual sex is completely irrelevant to the analogy. So I don't know why you're bringing it up.
Because it's supposed to be analogous to pregnancy. And if it's not analogous to consensual pregnancy, then I think there's a problem with the analogy.
It's about bodily autonomy. It's not about whether or not it's consensual. If you, sorry, hi, I'm here now. We're going to talk about this. So if you want to make it analogous, let's say you volunteer to attach to the violinist. You say, you know what? I'm going to attach to the violinist and I am going to provide, my body. I'm going to utilize my body to provide life-sustaining properties to the violinist. At any point in time, as an autonomous person, as a grown-ass human, can I say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I have decided, even though I volunteer to do it, that I do not want to utilize my body to sustain the life of another. Can I do that?
Yes, I think so, unless...
There you go! There's your answer. Answer received. There is your answer. That is the answer. The answer is about bodily autonomy. It isn't about consent, because in the analogy that I just gave you, I gave consent. I said, I volunteer to do this. I am consenting to do this. And then I changed my mind.
Yeah. And when it comes to something, setting aside the analogy, consent to sex is not consent to pregnancy. It is consenting to a risk of pregnancy, just like getting in a car is consenting not to an accident, but to the risk of an accident. You understand you're taking that risk. So consent to sex isn't consent to pregnancy, and consent to pregnancy isn't consent to carrying it to term. Those are separate issues. And so the analogy is about whether or not an individual's bodily autonomy gives them the right, in this case, probably the moral right, to detach themselves from someone whom they are providing life support for. Whether or not it happened consensually or non-consensually is in fact irrelevant, as Shannon just demonstrated by showing you that even in this case where it was consensual, you can withdraw consent. I'm really glad we cleared all this up for you. It's great. Welcome to your first call on Atheist Experience. I'm glad we solved your problem.